Hey there, it's Caitlin Shanuta here. I'm so excited you are thinking about joining my Skool community where I help you, local business owner, focus on marketing that is actually going to generate foot traffic and sales. So there's a few reasons why someone lands on this page here and is joining my community. Most of the time, it's that you are a very committed local business owner, you've spent money on marketing, you have been working really hard to grow your business and none of it is actually getting any return. Unfortunately, super common. And so I want to talk about some of the reasons why I have created this community and what I think you're going to get out of it if you come in and you watch some of my trainings and take advantage of these resources. So first things first, okay, when we are thinking about marketing, it's not that we have to figure out how to use Instagram or email or how to build a website, okay? We talk about those things. They are important. That is not how you get sales. What we have to do is understand why it hasn't been working in the first place. So it's not about getting really good at Instagram, it's about figuring out why people are not reacting to what you're already doing and fixing that. And then marketing becomes really, easy and it compounds. So let's talk about what's inside this free Skool community when you join. So first things first, we have got to stop talking about the symptoms, the reasons why email or marketing or your website or your SEO or, whatever it is that you're using. We're not talking about those things in the beginning. What we have to do is fix the real problem. So fixing the wrong problems, blaming the wrong causes, thinking that social media doesn't work. It depends, business by business, right? But the reason why, as a local business owner, you're not getting foot traffic and sales, it has nothing to do with those platforms. It has to do with how the marketing has been structured. And that is exactly what I'm going to teach you in this community. So let's fix it. The reason why this is important, right? There are people I talk to every day, and they're thinking that, the thing that they need to invest in is, their infrastructure, their inventory, their signage, all these things. But the reality is, if you don't know how you're bringing in customers to your business, that, more inventory or better signage, that's actually not going to fix it. and what I'm getting at here is foot traffic fixes every problem. Okay, if you know how to bring people in and you have more customers to sell to, it fixes everything. It gives you the opportunity to choose where else to invest in your business. So we have to fix the foot traffic. We have to invest in the marketing. We've got to figure out how to actually get people in the door first. Then you have the opportunity to fix everything else in your business that you might feel like needs attention. So, if you know that every day you have a predictable, consistent amount of foot traffic of the right people coming in, we're not going to worry about the economy, tariffs, the price of eggs, right? Or anything else. If you know how to bring the right people in who are interested and willing and ready to buy, then all of these other problems, I'm not going to say they solve themselves, but you have resources, you have money to go out and attack some of these other things. But if you're worrying about all the other problems first without knowing how to bring people in, this is when we can get into real trouble as a business owner. So this is why this community exists, and I've made it free, right? I'm not gatekeeping the things that are going to get you there, but I want you first to think about the fact that without marketing, you don't really have a business. You might have a hobby. It's probably a very expensive one. So marketing has to come first. We've got to figure out how to get people in the door first. That is how you actually start building a business that is profitable, that succeeds, that reaches your goals, okay? And, the thing I really want to stress here is normal is not coming back, all right? It's 2025 and the world is crazy. And I already mentioned, the economy, tariffs, the price of eggs, all the things that we're all worried about, right? Those things, they're not going away. So if we're sitting here and we're waiting for things to go back to normal, well, normal's not coming back. But the good news is it doesn't have to, okay? I don't worry about the economy in my business. I have 3 of them, by the way. I have 3 businesses. One is this agency where I'm teaching you, local business owner, how to market your business effectively so that you have that foot traffic. And then I also own 2 local businesses. All of them are successful, and I don't worry about the economy. Why? Because I know how to drive people into my business. And I know that as long as I know how to do that, I will be able to adjust everything else to deal with the other challenges, whether that's the economy, the weather, anything else, right? Like anything that comes up, if I know the things to do to drive more people in and to keep them interested in my business and to keep the right people interested in my business, I don't have to worry about the greater economy. I'm worrying about the economy that is in my sphere of control, okay? And foot traffic solves that for your business, okay? So I want you to think about, all the things that, we worry about. And I want you to understand and kind of think about your mindset from the perspective of, if we know how to drive people in, we can solve everything else. Foot traffic solves every other problem in your business if you get this right. All right, so let's talk about how to do this and what you're going to get inside. So hit that join now button and hop in and start learning this stuff. If you're ready to go, and if not, let me tell you what is actually inside and what we're going to do together. So there are essentially 3 things that you need to have in place in your marketing if you actually want real customers to come into your business and buy. And it is not a website, and it is not SEO, and it is not social media. Okay, those things are things that we can talk about and teach, and I do, but it's more important to understand what's going to make people take action, because you can have the most beautiful social media page in the world, but if it's not set up to drive real people in the door, it's not doing anything for your business, because clicks and likes, even going viral, it's not a strategy that drives foot traffic. Okay, so there are 3 things you need. And, before I get into that, right, like I want to also say there are 2 types of business owners. There's team wait and see. And those are the ones who are really looking for, DIY, not thinking about marketing as, a place that they need to actually put their time and energy and money. They're just kind of like DIYing things and hoping that it works. They're not making sales, okay? And then there's team get shit done, okay? They are moving forward. They are asking for help. They are treating marketing like an investment in their business and their future. And if you're ready for that, this is the group that's going to help you with that. Okay, I'm not gatekeeping. Like you're getting, you're getting content here that I put in my $5,000 and $10,000 programs, and I'm going to show you how to use it. So this is not for someone who is just looking for, this super quick fix, easy answer, here's a free Instagram template and I promise it's going to make you sales. Like those things are worth the money, or the paper that they're printed on. And this group has a lot of like really actionable strategies and workshops. Again, I'm not gatekeeping this. I'm giving you some of my best stuff because I want you to take action on it. And if you do that, you will actually be one of those get shit doners, and you'll be able to realize some actual sales off of these strategies. All right, so 3 things you're going to learn inside. First, there are 3 types of customers for every business. This is as true for local business as it is for big international, the Amazons of the world, right? And so the thing that most people are not going to tell you about attracting customers is, there's people who are going to be interested but aren't going to buy. There's going to be people who are not interested at all. And then there are people that I call the VIPs, like the people that will actually not just buy but keep coming back, talk about your business to their friends, all of that. No one's really talking about how to attract those VIPs exclusively. And this is how you target the right people, where you have them coming in, where we don't worry about anything in the greater economy, right? Because the ones who are just interested but aren't going to buy, we're not marketing to them. We're marketing to the ones who are our ideal customers. I'm going to show you how to do that. Because if we don't have, first of all, first things first, like we have to know exactly who our VIPs are and how they think. And then we have to have what I call an irresistible offer that gets them to take action. Doing those 2 things, even if that's all you get out of this this community, like that is going to change your business forever for the better. Because people don't talk about this. They're marketing to everybody. They're talking, they have generic content or they are offering discounts, and that gets more of the other 2 that we don't necessarily want to market to, that aren't going to drive real sales. That gets the looky-loos or the detractors. We have to market to the VIPs with an irresistible offer that is something that only our business does, and this is easier to build than it sounds, right? Like, easy. It's like a 300-word template. In the community, it's going to be the first thing I give you that you can download. But this is the thing that makes our marketing work versus just get some clicks and likes and no foot traffic. Okay, so 3 types of customers and how to market to the right one. That's the first thing we have to do. Next, do you know how to actually make a profit in your business with marketing? It requires 2 things. Marketing has 2 jobs. First one is to attract new customers, get them in the door. Simple, right? Notice I did not say marketing needs to make sales. Marketing is not a sales engine. It is a foot traffic engine. We have to get people in the door. Once they're there, if you have brought in the right people and you are able to offer them something they want, they will buy, right? People come in, they love your store, your business, your restaurant, your yoga studio, like what have you. If you're giving them a good experience, they buy. Marketing is how you get them in the door. So that's the first thing. Marketing is how you find new people, get them in the door. And then next, marketing is how you keep those VIPs coming back again and again and again. And you have to have both of those things happening in your business seamlessly, or you're constantly just like scrambling for new people and spending a lot of money and not really seeing any business growth. But when you get that right, where you know how to bring in new people and you know how to keep the ones who are your VIPs coming back, I call this the compounding sales system. Okay, this is how you go from, scrambling constantly for sales and getting people in to actually having a business that, I won't say build itself, right? But like we can automate so much of this system. It continues to work. And then the more you bring in, the more VIPs you have, the more that they grow. Like it compounds and it grows year over year over year. This is how you reach 500,000 or $1 million in sales without having to have crazy ad spend or a huge team to build it for you. Like you need a compounding sales system that is focused on those VIP customers and keeps bringing them in. So that's the second thing. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Hit the join now button and hop in, and all those trainings are ready to go. Okay. All right. Third thing. What happens when the weather's bad, or the economy tanks, or your customers get scared, or people are on vacation, or what have you, right? Like you own a local business, you know as well as I do that there will always be ups and downs. Okay, that's normal. And it's never going away. I can't promise you that you are going to have a super solidly consistent, I know I'm going to hit exactly this amount every single month, period, end of story. That's just not reality. That's not business. It's especially not local business, because we have, like if there's a blizzard, for example, I live in Denver, and when the weather is awful, people aren't shopping. So the last thing that we need to help even out some of those highs and lows, especially the lows, like when you know that you're going to have a dip for whatever reason, is what I call oh shit levers. Okay, so an oh shit lever is something you can pull that will help give your business a shot of adrenaline and really drive people in. Now, this is not a discount. It can be, right? But like people don't buy discounts. People aren't taking action off of discounts. They're not coming because you're offering 10 or 20 or 30% off. They're coming because you are giving them something they actually want. If you're offering someone a discount and they were already planning on purchasing, you might get them in. If they were not planning on purchasing, they're not coming in. Okay? So understanding how to have some levers to pull in your business when you really need that shot of adrenaline is the third thing that helps you have a solid, consistent, sustainable business where that roller coaster ride is much less severe. But here's the thing. Those levers aren't going to work if you don't already have your irresistible offer, know who your VIPs are, and have that compounding system in place to build it. Because, running an event, if you don't have the marketing system in place, how are you getting people to that event? Just asking, right? Like if you can't get people in the door anyway, what are you going to do differently with an event that's going to get them in? So, those types of oh shit levers that you can pull and get people in require that your compound system and your irresistible offer are in place, so that when you need to give that shot of adrenaline to your business, you already have the qualified people on your list in your sphere who are interested in your business to come in and give you that adrenaline. So those are the three elements of a successful marketing system. And they're, again, none of this is rocket science, right? But like, you have to build it the right way so that customers are actually paying attention to your business. Because, you know, as a local business owner, here's the other thing to know, right? Like, there are a couple of things that are really, really important to understand in today's world. 10, 20 years ago, as a local business, your competition was the store down the street or the restaurant down the street. Today, who is it? It's the entire world. The internet has made the entire world both bigger and smaller at the same time. And so what that means is it's no longer the store or the restaurant down the street who is your competition. It is every influencer, brand, trash bait account, you know, doing, you know, whatever it is, whatever it is you're watching on social media, you know, the baby monkey, the funny kitten, the like really raunchy, you know, like dude making horrible jokes. Like, all of this is now your competition. It's Amazon, it's e-commerce businesses, it's Etsy, it's, you know, big chains. And what this has done is, it's not just that it's harder to stand out, it's that the trust that consumers have in you has completely eroded. It used to be the it used to be the superpower of a local business, was trust, and now consumers don't trust anybody. And the good news is, if you can find those VIPs, right? Like, if you understand who your VIPs are and you know how to market to them, you can create that trust again. Like, and it still is the superpower of a local business, but we have to break the trust barrier to get them to connect with our business in the first place. And this has gotten so much harder. So, you know, the problem here, besides saturation, is that the internet has erased trust. And, you know, we've got to break that internet barrier where no one trusts or cares about your business at all. And so that really is only going to happen if you've got a system in place, you know, exactly like what I'm talking about, right? Like, we've got to know who your VIPs are. We've got to attract them with what they actually want. That's what the irresistible offer is. And then we have to have that compound system in place to keep them coming back while we keep growing and finding more VIPs if you want your business to grow. And then we have to understand how to level out those ups and downs and have those oh shit levers to pull to get customers when the going gets tough. So, you know, the bottom line here, and like, this is the last thing that I'm going to teach you in the community, and again, hit join group and get this inside, is essentially the 2 C's. So this is consumption and community. We've got to get people to consume your content and your marketing, and we've got to build a community of those VIPs. And this is, again, something that a local business can do so well, because you are in front of your customers, you are in their community, but we have got to break that trust barrier to get them to connect with you. So, you know, this actually started in COVID, right? Like, I noticed it with the business that I have now. I noticed it in COVID, like, it was starting to get much harder. And it wasn't just a drop in foot traffic, but like, people's consumption habits changed. And so, you know, they're just like literally like, you know, clickbait, scroll bait, like, you have 3 seconds to get someone's attention. It's just getting worse. The way that they're connecting with content and with local businesses has changed. And so the only way to really fix that is to, you know, understand how those VIP customers think, talk to them in their own language so that you get their attention within those first 3 seconds. That's how you start creating that connection and that community and bringing them back. And so it's not just about how do you get somebody to engage with your Instagram, right? It's not about building a website that looks good. It is about having a system in place that is built for foot traffic. And that's what I'm going to teach you inside Foot Traffic Framework. So hit the join now button and hop into the lessons, connect with me and ask me questions, because this is how I'm actually able to help you get real sales out of this material. And I cannot wait to see you on the inside and show you how to actually make this work for your business.